Hi guys, Wait, is this working? What the fuck? I have no idea if this is working. This is the first time... This is the first time... You know, these audio level things are really creeping and really fucking with my mind right now. Okay, so I went to Pridefest and I got this awesome ring, which is now my thumb ring. Okay, so here's the thing. As you all know, oh, I'm such a bad student. Okay, as you all have known, I swore up and down that I would not go to Pridefest after the last fiasco with the drunk lesbians who yelled at me and my friends, and I was like, "You're creating hate crimes yourself, bitches." Um, you all remember that, and true to myself, I did not go back to Pridefest. And 2 days ago, I went back to Pridefest because I said, you know what, I'm gonna put the past in the past, and I'm gonna go out and venture Pridefest. And wow, what a difference it makes. Here's my thing. This is really just to say, yay! I went to Pridefest, but at the same time, it's a hey, wait a minute. Okay, first things first. I am glad that straight people are coming to Pridefest. I myself identify as a pansexual woman. I have dated trans people. Okay, I dated a trans person. I have liked several trans people. I have... Well, actually, I've only really had crushes on trans men. I have not... I have not been attracted to trans women. Yeah. I don't know why. I just haven't had crushes on them. I have liked and dated women and one guy, and that's it. So, yeah. And here's the thing. I feel that I have to say that first and foremost, but here's what I don't get. So I went to Pride Fest twice. I went Saturday and Sunday. For those of you who don't know, I went to Milwaukee's Pride Fest. Yay! Because it's known as the big, Pride Fest, where there's so many different people, so I went. I had no problem going. Here's my thing that kind of it was just like a tiny little pins just kept poking me. I went to Pride Fest, and I saw people who were wearing straight, not straight but not narrow, and I was like, yay, allies, sweet, awesome. And some of these people started making out with their boyfriends. Here's the thing. I'm at Pride Fest. It's a little jarring to see a straight or a couple that I perceive to be heterosexual make out in front of me. It's like, why are you doing that? Why the fuck are you tonguing each other and then grabbing each other, fondling each other? This is fucking Pride Fest. And some people have pointed out that that's, fuck it. They're like, Veronica, you're being hypocritical because, you're all for gay men having, making out. You're all for lesbians and bisexual women making out with each other. And you're like, hey, if a trans person wants to get on with whoever, fine, I don't care. But you're so... Okay, I'm still learning, so if I say something offensive, I do apologize. Just call me out on it and say, hey, this is offensive. I am sorry. I apologize. And people are like, why are you so blah, blah, blah for people who, are heterosexual? Because it's fucking Pride. And I know, this is terrible, but it's fucking Pride. I don't want to... And I saw this several different times where straight women... or women that I perceive to be straight, they could have been bisexual, so I apologize, they could have been bisexual, but they were dancing and everything, and they were making out with each other, and I was like, yeah, cool. And then those same women were making out with the guys that they were with, and the guys had their arms around the women, and that's what I was like, ugh, that just makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and they're watching them. Also, the thing is, there was a straight guy at Pride who hit on me. At first, I thought he was just an unusual gay guy who, was a little awkward. So he's like, oh, can I dance with you? And I'm like, okay, sure. So I'm dancing with him. We're dancing, blah, blah, blah. And then his hands started to kind of go to my hips and then seem to go up and up and up to underneath my boobs. I'm like, wait a minute. What gay man would go... I mean, what gay man would be like rubbing at the boobs? I mean, okay. And here's the thing. I have huge boobs. The gay men that I know, or the gay men that I've talked to, they've just been like, hey, you have boobs. And then they'll touch or whatever. And they're just fascinated with them. And they're like, look, I'm jiggling boobs, you know? So I'm like, okay, whatever. This guy, however, it wasn't like a, haha, look what I'm doing. I'm playing with fun bags. It was more like a, oh, yeah. You know, like you're massaging them. What straight man massages breasts and is like, yeah, and then like all on, you know, just coming down my body like he wants to fuck me. So I'm like dancing, and then I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, this is being weird. So I'm still dancing, and so he's asking me, you know, all these questions and everything, and I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, you looking for a boyfriend? I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And he's like, oh, are you here with anybody? I'm like, I'm here with my friend. She went to the bathroom. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, why the fuck? Where the hell are you? How long does it take to pee? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Everybody that I know has now left the dance floor. I'm by myself. There's a bunch of gay men dancing around, and I'm mouthing the words, help me, help me. You know what they're doing? They're like, and they keep dancing. What the fuck? So I'm like silently screaming, trying to look people in the eyes, saying, help me. No one's looking at me. They're drunk or they're dancing on the floor and looking at the other person. I'm like, what the fuck? And then this guy keeps on, and there's other like couples that I guess perceive as straight or whatever, and they're like rubbing up against each other. And he keeps doing this, and then he's like, oh, can I kiss you? And I'm like, what? He's like, can I kiss you? And I'm like, oh, you know I'm not straight, right? But thanks anyway. It's cool dancing with you. And then I calmly and surely walked my ass away. Because that was just weird. And that's what I do not like when I go to Pridefest. When I'm at Pridefest, if you're going to a Pridefest and you are a straight male, please, for the love of God, do not go and think, oh, I'm going to pick up a girl or I'm going to convert someone. Just because someone is bisexual or pansexual or lesbian does not mean that we fucking want you. And that's what gets me. Or what gets me is, and this actually happened, where I had people who were bitching and moaning. Again, straight women. 3 straight women. One that was at the thing, and the other ones that were just walking around, and I happened to overhear them. One of them in particular was very upset that a woman even had the audacity to come up to her and try to dance with her. And her exact words were, why the fuck did she think I was gay? And she's holding on to this guy's hand, and I perceived them to be a couple. And she said it with so much disgust, I was like, why the fuck are you here then? This is Pride Fest. This is Milwaukee's Pride Fest. When you're at Pride Fest, it's perceived that you are LGBT. We don't perceive you as straight. We perceive you as LGBT. And for some reason, you seem to have forgotten this, and you think, hey, why the fuck would you think I'm straight? Or no, why the fuck would you think I'm gay? Blah, blah, blah. You're at Pride Fest. Why the fuck wouldn't we think you are? And that just really ticked me off. And then there was other people who had to say something. And there was one woman who's like, I'm not gay, but... I hate that line when you say, I'm not gay, but... shut the fuck up! Okay? You don't have to say it. You don't have to announce that you're... I feel like you can't win. And that's the same thing that I realized when I came out as bi and then pansexual. It's the same thing. If if you're dating someone of the same sex, people assume you to be a lesbian. Or if you date somebody who, who's opposite, you're perceived to be, oh, you're straight. And I realized with these people, they couldn't, with the women who were going and saying, oh, what the fuck, they think I'm gay, blah, blah, blah. The same thing was happening to them. If they didn't announce, if they didn't say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm straight, then maybe somebody would talk to them or whatever. But at the same time, with them being very out and be like, I'm straight. In the way they did it, it was a slap in the face. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. The same with bisexuals. And I include myself in this because I'm pansexual, but I include myself in it. When you're POB and you're trying to say, hey, I am, people often say, see, why do they have to throw it in our faces? Because if we don't go and mention, you know that I'm not straight, right? Your ass will then try to set us up with your dirty ass cousin who is butt fuck ugly or funky. Most likely funky, lives at home with his mother, and you think to yourself, Jesus, this man is in the making of he's just gonna make some bombs or shit. I don't know, but I just need to stay away from him. I'm getting eye herpes just looking at him. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but that's how it is. And that's how I felt during Pride Fest. It was more towards the end of Saturday and all through Sunday where we just, I don't know, where it was just, I was having fun and I was glad the straight people were coming forward and everything, but I also felt like they were just gawking. Because there were some people who were like, oh, look at that, blah, 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 that I overheard, again, as I was walking. And the thing is, I wasn't necessarily trying to purposely, listen to people's conversations, but there were some conversations that I went, tick, tick, tick. Wait, what was that? And I heard. But on a whole note, Pride Fest was awesome. I saw a bunch of studs. I saw like 2 studs that I thought were hot and had a musical note down their ear or whatever, and then this femme that I thought was hot, and then I ended up saying out loud she was hot, and then I kept seeing her all through Sunday, and I was like, shit, she fucking heard me, cause Saturday she heard me when I was like, oh, she's hot, and then she like came closer and like, oh shit, she's here, she can hear me. Like, this is what I'm saying to my friends, but I realized that I have a loud voice because this audio track thing that's on my webcam keeps telling me, bitch, you are loud. You are fucking loud. So I know she heard me, and then I was just trying to be quiet and not say jack shit. So anyway, that's what happened. And for those of you who don't know, I identify as pansexual. I like studs and femmes. I personally consider myself an aggressive femme. Kind of aggressive. But I am femmy. I'm not stud. I'm not a butch. Fuck no, I'm not. I think just with my really personality that might detract or make people go ooh, but hey, I am out there and I am single. I just had to throw that out there, but I apologize. Anyway, that's all that happened. So that was Pride Fest in a nutshell.